Hello and welcome back to another live watch along. It's the Chronicles of a Gooner, the Arsenal podcast brought to you by 90 Min. As ever, I'm your host Harry Symeou, and we're going to be taking you through the live game between West Ham United and Arsenal in the Premier League. If the Gunners are looking to close the gap on the top six in the Premier League, well, a win at the London Stadium today would be a great start. West Ham United have been in excellent form this season. Arsenal not so good in terms of their Premier League performance, but this is a real opportunity for the Gunners to close the gap on West Ham to 4 points, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, with Liverpool to come next as well, we've got a couple of huge fixtures coming up in terms of our prospects of finishing in the top six and qualifying for Europe ahead of next season. Big hello to every single one of you in the chat. Hope you're all well. Hope everybody's good. It's strange to have a Sunday 3 o'clock kickoff, but I quite like it because it means that I get to finish work today that little bit earlier, which makes all the difference. Was working late last night, didn't get home till gone midnight off the back of covering a really dull Premier League game between Brighton and Newcastle United. I know there were a few goals, but it really was a dull game. So still feeling the effects of that one. So fingers crossed the Arsenal can turn it around and give me something to cheer about today. I hope you're all good. Get any questions, any thoughts on the lineup in the live chat, and we'll quickly run through those two lineups. Let's start with the Arsenal, and it's Bernd Leno in goal. It's a back four of Callum Chambers, David Luiz, Pablo Mari, and Kieran Tierney. The midfield pivot is Thomas Partey alongside Granit Xhaka. Martin Odegaard will play ahead of them with Bukayo Saka on the right, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang on the left, and Alexander Lacazette through the middle. On the substitutes bench, it's Ryan, Cedric, Holding, Gabriel, Elneny, Ceballos, Smith Rowe, Pepe and Martinelli. No Hector Bellerin, incidentally. He's not in the squad at all today. Mikel Arteta said ahead of the game that there were some players who were struggling off the back of that game against Olympiacos, and I'm assuming that Hector Bellerin is one of those. He did mention that in his pre-match interview on Sky Sports, if you haven't seen that already. Don't forget, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button. It is so important for the channel, so important for the video. Share it amongst your friends and family. We'd love to get as many Gooners in here as we possibly can so that we can enjoy the game in each other's company. Let's have a quick look at West Ham United's team, which is pretty much as I expected, I've got to be honest. Pretty settled team at the London Stadium nowadays. Of course, former Arsenal man Lucas Fabianski is in goal for West Ham United. It's a back four of Vladimir Coufal, Craig Dawson, Issa Diop and Aaron Cresswell. In midfield, it's Thomas Souček alongside Declan Rice. There's a three ahead of that midfield pivot of Jared Bowen, Jesse Lingard and Said Benrahma. And Michail Antonio leads the line for West Ham United. We know what a threat he can be. We know they've got some tricky players in Jesse Lingard, Said Benrahma. We also know they carry a huge threat from set pieces with the likes of Dawson, Diop and Souček. I do wonder if part of the thinking from David Moyes, from Mikel Arteta in playing Callum Chambers at right back is to help deal with that potential West Ham threat. Let me know what you think in the live chat. Love to hear from you. Love to get you guys' thoughts. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang back on the left-hand side. I'm not sure about that, especially in an away game, because I feel like he's a little bit of a passenger when he plays in that position. And I just wonder if that was the right move in an away game to a side that are punching right at the top of the Premier League table this season. They've been extremely solid throughout the campaign, taken everybody by surprise to be in the position that they're in at this stage. So let me know your thoughts on that, because fingers crossed he proves me wrong. He bags a couple of goals. We'd absolutely love that. But I'm not a massive fan of Aubameyang from the left, particularly away from home, because I think it probably weakens us a little bit defensively. But let me know you guys' thoughts. I can see Albert, one of our members, he says he likes the lineup. Arsenal Granny says, glad to see Martinelli in the squad. What else have we got here? Omar says it will be a tough game today. Steve also says, tough match today. We have to be right on our game. Completely agree with that. It's not going to be a walk in the park, that's for sure. Bad Boy says Oba shouldn't even start. I was really disappointed with Aubameyang the other day, more so because of his kind of attitude. You know, he missed chances. He's been doing that all season, and obviously that's been a problem. But, you know, you can forgive a player who's a little bit out of form, but you can't forgive a player, particularly the captain, when their attitude is wrong. And I do feel like Aubameyang's attitude over the last week has been a bit of an issue. We know that Mikel Arteta had the balls to drop him, which, you know, fair play to him. Not many managers would have done that to their top player. So great to see the boss, you know, sticking to his guns in that. But he's brought him back in the side now. And as was discussed on the Sky Sports coverage a little bit earlier on, you know, you can't you can't let it slide, and you've got to punish him, of course, but you can't cut your nose off to spite your face. And regardless of what people think about Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and the way he's acted in recent weeks, actually he still remains Arsenal's most potent goal threat. I know that doesn't say a great deal about everybody else when you consider he's had an off-colour season, but he very much is Arsenal's main goal threat. 14 goals in 30 appearances is not bad going for someone who's supposed to be having a terrible season. So, yeah, he still holds a massive value to this side. And I'm glad he's in the team, just not sure I would have played him from the left-hand side. But we will see. We will see. Steve Stone says that Oba will probably be replaced after 70 minutes and Gabby will replace him. Akshat says Chambers will play the Cancelo role and for the aerial presence potentially. What else have we got here? Matt G says I wouldn't have started Aubameyang. What he did in the North London derby was criminal. Plus he had a chance to make amends and he went missing against Olympiacos. He needs to earn his place. Don't disagree with any of that. I've got a question here from, where is it? Hala Madrid says, Harry, thoughts on Peter Drury's commentary when Spurs got knocked out? I thought it was fantastic, but it always is with Peter Drury. The guy is a poet. The guy's a poet. Like, he can just pull off incredible words and phrases and lines all off, just off the cuff. He's brilliant. He's one of the very, very best in the business. Big hello to Chef CG, who's just joined us as a member. Hope you're good. Welcome to the show and welcome to our membership platform. Really thrilled to have you on board. Make sure that you jump into the Discord server, my friend. If you click on the community tab on the YouTube channel, you'll find it there. And we'd love to have you in the Discord server as well. There's some great debates, great discussions going on there. And as lots of guys are saying, and they're giving you a warm welcome in the chat, welcome to the membership family. Big hello to Matthew Good as well. Big hello to Noor, who says, evening, Harry, from Penang, Malaysia. All said, Oba, Laka, Odegaard and Saka should be able to conjure something. Oba will come good today. He has to make up for the shit he did. Big hello to Keir Ellis. He says, come on, you Gunners. Big up, Harry. Hope you are well. And fingers crossed we can get over the line in this one and take 3 points back to North London. Any questions, any thoughts, any views, any opinions on today's game? Get me your predictions in the live chat. We got around about 7 minutes until kickoff here, so I'd love to hear from you. What have you? How do you see this one going in terms of the final outcome? Get your predictions in the live chat for me now, and I'll come to as many of those as I possibly can between now and the start of the game. Quick reminder that if you haven't done so already, smash the like button on the video. We've only got 18 likes at the moment, but there's more of you watching than that. So if you haven't done so already, please do hit that button. It really, really does help the channel and really does help get the video out to as many people as possible. Also, if you're interested in becoming a member, like Chef CG has just done, you can click on the link in the description and we would absolutely love to have you. Right, let's go over to some of those predictions. Trevor says 2-1 Arsenal. Xander says 2-1 Arsenal. Richard Morris says 3-1 Arsenal. Alexander says 3-1 Arsenal and an Oba double. Keir Ellis says 2-1 to the Arsenal. Graham Usher says, hi Harry, hope you're all well. 3-1 to the Arsenal. We need to be more consistent. Steve has gone with a 2-2. He says Laka and Martinelli to score when he comes on. Big hello to First Steps Sports Psych as well. Hala Madrid says he doesn't rate Ceballos whatsoever. Wrote a piece earlier this week about the fact that I don't think Arsenal should be pursuing a permanent deal for him. It's a shame. I like the guy. He tries hard. He works hard. Clearly wants to succeed, but he's just been a little bit hit and miss at Arsenal. There have been some really good performances from Dani Ceballos, but there have also been some really, really poor ones. And we've just got to accept that, you know, at a time where finances are most likely to be pretty limited, it probably doesn't make sense to prioritise the signing of him. Let's have a quick look at the head-to-head record between these two sides in the Premier League. And I know I touched upon it during my preview show yesterday, which many of you would have seen. But the two sides have met in the Premier League on 49 occasions. Arsenal have the best of it. Arsenal have won on 32 of those occasions, with West Ham winning just 8 games against the Gunners in the Premier League. There have been 9 draws between the two. And in the last 3 fixtures, Arsenal have beaten West Ham United every single time. A 2-1 win at the Emirates back in September 2020. A 1-0 win back in March 2020, which was, of course, the last game we played at home before the lockdown kicked in. That was a game that I was at. And prior to that, Arsenal had gone to the London Stadium and won by 3-1. On Saturday, the 12th of January 2019, West Ham United beat Arsenal at the London Stadium. Declan Rice with the only goal of the game that day. And on Saturday, the 25th of August 2018, Arsenal beat West Ham once again. So Arsenal have beaten West Ham on 4 of the last 5 Premier League meetings between the two sides. In terms of our records going into this game, they're pretty similar. Arsenal have picked up just 1 more point because, of course, they drew at Burnley. And their only defeat in the last 5 has come in that game against Manchester City. For West Ham United, there have been 2 defeats in their last 5, although those 2 defeats did come away at both Manchester United and Manchester City. So it's hardly something that they should be overly concerned about. As things stand in the Premier League, West Ham are in 5th, Arsenal in 10th. The Hammers have won more games than us. They've won 14 games in the Premier League this season. Arsenal have managed just 12. In terms of draws, it's pretty similar, with West Ham drawing 6, Arsenal drawing 5, but the Gunners have lost 3 more games than West Ham United. And I never thought I'd see this, but West Ham United average more goals scored per match. They're on 1.5, Arsenal on 1.32, of course, because we went through a patch, didn't we, where we really, really struggled to score goals and to create opportunities. In terms of the leading goal scorers between the two sides, Alexander Lacazette leads the way with 10 in the Premier League. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is in second with 9, and in third, and West Ham's top goal scorer in the Premier League, is Thomas Souček. So he is somebody that we've really, really got to watch out for. Let's head over to the ground now, because of course the players are in the tunnel and they're almost ready to come out and get this one underway. Bubbles playing around West Ham United Stadium. Just give me a thumbs up in the chat if you can hear the effects coming through. Arsenal, of course, in their navy strip today. West Ham will be in their traditional claret and blue. Let's see what else you guys are saying in the live chat. Graham Usher says, what formation are we going for? I think it's the 4-2-3-1 that we've been very used to of late. Luigi says, hi Harry, what about captains? Everyone wants Tierney, but the armband generally goes to Lacazette, Xhaka or Bellerin. What are your thoughts? I think it would be disruptive to change the captaincy midway through the season. I think once you've given it to Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, you can't then take it away from him. It is what it is. I don't think he was the right man for it in the first place, but we're kind of stuck with him now, and we've got to just deal with it. Players coming out of the tunnel. West Ham United versus Arsenal from the London Stadium. Let's take you through that Arsenal side once more. It's Bernd Leno in goal. Back 4 of Callum Chambers, David Luiz, Pablo Mari and Kieran Tierney. In midfield, it's Granit Xhaka alongside Thomas Partey, with Martin Odegaard sitting ahead of them. It's Aubameyang on the left, Saka on the right and Alexander Lacazette through the middle. In terms of the substitutes, it's Matt Ryan, Cedric Suarez, Rob Holding, Gabriel, Mohamed Elneny, Dani Ceballos, Emile Smith-Rowe, Nicola Pepe and Gabriel Martinelli. For West Ham, it's Fabianski in goal, Kufal, Dawson, Diop, Cresswell, Souček, Rice, Bowen, Lingard, Benrahma and Antonio. Wasn't really nervous about this one, but I'm feeling it a little bit now. Big hello to Julian Tuffery, who joins us from Western Australia. Says it's 11 p.m. over there. Wow, that's late. But to be fair, I'm sure you've experienced worse kickoff times, mate. So I'm sure you're probably quite pleased with the fact that this one is at 11 p.m. and not something completely outrageous. But big hello to everybody watching us from Australia and from all over the world at the moment. The Modern Gooner says, who's the underdog in this game? I'd imagine, based on the bookies, Arsenal will probably be the slight underdogs here. Although, in truth, I haven't watched. What I have done is I have placed a little bit of a cheeky bet on this one to be under 2.5 goals. But I'd rather Arsenal won the game than my bet came off, that's for sure. Archangel says it's 2 a.m. here. Just remind me again where you're joining us from. And of course, a big hello to BX Gunner 81, who says, my computer's busted and I'm here for the top-notch commentary. Thank you, Harry. Thank you for joining us. Really, really appreciate it. Big hello to Mr. Tesh as well, joining us in the live chat. Callum Chambers, it's his second Premier League appearance for the Gunners this season. Of course, struggled with injury. He's been back in training for a while, but in the last few weeks he's found his way back into the team. Melbourne, that's it. So there's a 3-hour time difference between Melbourne and Western Australia. I didn't know that. There you go, you learn something every day. An empty London Stadium is the venue for this one. Stadium that West Ham fans are forever complaining about. The players just taking to the knee in support of the Black Lives Matter campaign. The referee blows his whistle and we are underway. Here at the London Stadium. Not sure what is going on here with that. Just struggling to get my clock to work. There we go. Let me just sync that up so that you... oh wait, there we go. There we go, that should be all good now. Here's Jarrod Bowen coming down the right for West Ham United. Alexander Lacazette working back to win the ball for Arsenal. Looks like Saka's starting from the left. And Aubameyang from the right, as pointed out by Xander in the chat. Really good observation there. I'm sure you'll probably see that rotate a number of times throughout the game. Here's Declan Rice on the halfway line for West Ham United. Plays it left to Cresswell. Just inside Arsenal's half. Finds Said Benrahma. Aubameyang tracking Cresswell back. He's played a ball down the line for Mikel Antonio, who will do this for West Ham. He will run channels. Just pulled David Luiz out of position. The delivery comes into the box from Cresswell, but it'll go behind Bernd Leno's goal. Must have taken a nick or a deflection off of somebody, because it's going to be a West Ham United corner kick. West Ham have scored the most set-piece goals in the Premier League this season. They've got 15. Talked about that in the preview show. Talked about the need for Arsenal to be on guard from these kind of situations. Aaron Cresswell has the most assists in the league for a defender. Most of those have come off the back of good deliveries into the penalty area from situations like this. In comes the ball from Aaron Cresswell. Xhaka gets ahead to it. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang will help it on the edge of the box. Jarrod Bowen will pick it up for West Ham, and he sprayed it back out to the left-hand side. Cresswell will take it down to the left of Arsenal's penalty area, but he's forced back now. It's with Said Benrahma. Into Cresswell again. He'll put it into the box, but he's completely overhit that. Gone away with that. Archangel says you're a minute behind. Yeah, I'm obviously watching it live, but by the time the stream comes through, sometimes it does lag a little bit, guys. There's nothing I can do about that. I'm not in control of sort of the latency through YouTube. I try my best, but I can't always control that, so I do apologise. But that is why I put the clock there, right? So if you do want to sync it, you can do so. Here is Pablo Mari for Arsenal. Smashes the ball forward towards the direction of Kieran Tierney on the left flank, but Dawson will pick it up and takes the throw in quickly. Been a dominant start from West Ham United. I know we're not even 3 minutes in yet, but they've been in control. They've had all of the ball. And Arsenal are yet to settle. David Luiz with a towering header in defence. Souček picks it up for West Ham though and lays it off to Diop. Now it's with Cresswell. Here is Said Benrahma. Into Jesse Lingard. Goes beyond Thomas Partey and then just checks back. Ghanaian does well in the end to prevent Lingard progressing. He's conceded a throw-in though on West Ham United's left. Cresswell takes it. Lingard brings it down. It's back with Cresswell. Again puts the ball into the box. The ball come all the way through to Vladimir Coufal on the edge of the box. Had a chance there. The West Ham fullback who had ventured forward to test Bernd Leno, but he's completely miscued the volley. Almost slices across it. It was a delivery in from the left from Cresswell. Souček let it run and Vladimir Coufal was there to get the shot off, but fortunately for Arsenal it wasn't troubling Bernd Leno and he will take the resulting goal kick. Bit of a laboured start from Arsenal so far. It's another goal kick for Leno and he's in no rush to take this. As Alexander says in the chat, wake up Gunners. Out it goes from Leno. Lacazette's underneath it, but the header's won by Issa Diop. Now it's with Coufal at right back for West Ham. Plays a ball down the channel. Bowen will pick it up. He's got Pablo Mari for company. And Bowen wins his team a throw-in from the right-hand side. Almost down by the Arsenal corner flag. Pablo Mari just being dragged out from the centre there. Having to close that channel and prevent West Ham progressing. They've started this game really well, the hosts. Every Arsenal player is back behind the ball and we've been unable to string 2-3 passes together. Here is Benrahma into the feet of Mikel Antonio. He lays it off to Cresswell at left back and it's now with Declan Rice on the halfway line. Here's Craig Dawson to Vladimir Coufal just inside the Gunners half. Goes back to Dawson. Now it's with Issa Diop. He's being pressed by Martin Ødegaard, but he'll just calmly roll the ball back to Lucas Fabianski in the West Ham goal. Of course, former Arsenal man. Became a bit of a joke figure at Arsenal. Struggled really for any consistency in terms of his performances with the Gunners. Although to be fair to him, he was in and out of the side. But he's done pretty well at West Ham and he's very much the number one at the London Stadium these days. And credit to him for managing to establish himself as a Premier League starter after a difficult start to life in England. Here's Vladimir Coufal. Now with Thomas Souček. Lays it off to Craig Dawson. He plays it square to Issa Diop. Into Said Benrahma, who's dropped deep. West Ham still controlling the ball, still controlling the play here. Arsenal not getting a sniff at the moment. Coufal into Jared Bowen. Coufal will continue his run beyond Kieran Tierney. He'll whip one into the box. Pablo Mari cuts it out. But it's still alive here for West Ham. Thomas Souček's ball is blocked. And as Arsenal clear it, West Ham pick it up once more. And it's another wave of Hammers attack. Here's Benrahma on the left into Mikel Antonio. Back to Cresswell. Now Rice plays it to the left-hand side where Cresswell's taken up position. Benrahma looks to find Cresswell, but he never continued his run and Callum Chambers allows the ball to run out before playing it to Bernd Leno so that he can take the resulting goal kick. 7 minutes on the clock and it's not been a great start from the Gunners. It's been a concerning start, in fact. We've hardly touched the ball. In fact, we probably have barely touched the ball in these opening stages. West Ham have been very, very dominant. Just a quick reminder, if you haven't done so already, hit the like button on the stream. It really, really does help. Bernd Leno's going to take this goal kick for Arsenal. Long ball out towards the right-hand side. Aubameyang will jump for it. He gets ahead on it. Xhaka goes in for a challenge with Souček, but comes out second best. And West Ham are breaking forward here with Said Benrahma down the left-hand side. He'll lay it off to Souček. Souček looks up, thinks about putting it into the penalty area. Instead, lays it off to Cresswell. Here's Ben Rama now from the left. Ball into the middle. Souček gets ahead on it. Unable to divert it goalwards, and Kieran Tierney will clear it away for the Gunners. But that was a half chance for West Ham United, and you'd have backed Thomas Souček to do better there. Here is Declan Rice. Into Jesse Lingard. Here is Ben Rama. Lovely 1-2 with Jesse Lingard. Ben Rama's inside the box, but checks back and finds Antonio. He floats one into the box. There's Thomas Souček with another header, this time from inside the 6-yard box. Unfortunately for Arsenal, he's headed it wide. Nervous moments for the Gunners in these opening stages. I know there's some fatigue in there. I know West Ham have had all week to prepare for this game, but they're well on top here. The ball came in from Antonio. Souček on Kieran Tierney. It's a complete mismatch, isn't it, in terms of aerial presence. But moments after Thomas Souček failed to hit the target with one header from close range, he's failed to hit the target again. But it's another let-off for Arsenal. Mentioned it at the top of the programme. Thomas Souček is West Ham United's top scorer in the Premier League this season. It's got to be taken seriously. Arsenal win a free kick inside West Ham's half, and they can have a bit of respite for the first time since the kickoff, pretty much. Granit Xhaka is going to take it. West Ham have played 33 passes in the final third in this first 9.5 minutes. Arsenal have played 0. Tells you all you need to know about the way this game has gone so far. Here's Pablo Mari for the Gunners. Tries to play the ball in between the lines to Saka, but it's picked up. Mikel Antonio then tries to spray the ball out to the right towards Lingard. West Ham are unhappy. They feel there was a foul from an Arsenal man here. Here's Martin Odegaard getting on the ball pretty much for the first time. Deep inside his own half though. Here's Partey. Just lays it off to David Luiz. Here's Pablo Mari. Arsenal looking to slow the tempo down a little bit and get in control. Pablo Mari chips one forward. It's towards Kieran Tierney. Alexander Lacazette fails to control the loose ball, but Partey has it now. He plays it out to the right flank for Aubameyang. Back infield to Odegaard. He lays it off to Callum Chambers, who couldn't have been more than 3 or 4 yards square of him. David Luiz on the ball now. Chips one forward, but Aubameyang, who he perhaps was looking for, was running back towards his own goal. Arsenal have a throw in though on the right hand side. Chambers with the throw into Granit Xhaka on the halfway line. Just lays it off to Pablo Mari. Now it's with Xhaka into Lacazette. Nice touch. Plays it right to Callum Chambers. Now it's with Aubameyang, who's on the right wing at the start of this game. There's obviously a reason for that. I haven't quite worked out what it is yet. Perhaps it's to try and prevent Aaron Cresswell getting forward as much. Maybe that was Mikel Arteta's thinking. Maybe he felt that if Aubameyang played there, who isn't going to come back as much as Saka, for example, it would make Cresswell, who's a massive threat from the left-hand side in terms of his deliveries, think twice about going forward. Here comes Tierney. He's gone past Kufau, whips one into the box. Dawson will clear it. Xhaka will pick it up. Around about 30 yards out from the West Ham goal. Plays it square to Partey. It's back with Xhaka. Chambers is in space on the right hand side, and Xhaka tries to spray the ball out there, but Cresswell gets a foot on it. And now it's with Jesse Lingard, back with Cresswell again. Long diagonal ball forward, trying to pick out Jarrod Bowen, who's in behind the Arsenal defence here. Bowen's inside the penalty area. It's gone down under the challenge of Pablo Mari. He's not going to get a penalty. Didn't look like there was much in that, to be fair. Big hello to Thomas joining us in the chat. Hope you're well, mate. Suneri says this is so boring. I mean, from an Arsenal perspective, right, we can't expect that a team who have stuttered in the Premier League throughout the course of the season were going to come to West Ham and completely dominate the game. I'm not saying that this first 12, 13 minutes has been acceptable in terms of our performance, because it hasn't been. But what I will say is there were always going to be stages in this game where we were going to be up against it. West Ham have been that good this season. Alexander Crisp says Harry Oba is not going to stop anyone bombing on forward. Maybe not, but I'm just speculating that could have been the mode of thinking. He's Arsenal's biggest goal threat, and he's worked really well to get back there and make a sliding challenge and win the ball back for the Gunners. He's Arsenal's biggest goal threat, and I just think that if you're an opponent, you maybe think twice about leaving him free. Here's Odegaard on the halfway line for the Gunners. Plays it into the feet of Lacazette, helps it on for Saka, but the two weren't quite on the same wavelength, and now West Ham have it back at right back with Vladimir Coufal. Thought about going forward, but does a 360 turn and lays it back off to Declan Rice. Frequently drops into the heart of that West Ham defence, doesn't he, Declan Rice? To allow the fullbacks to push forward. Here's Coufal on the right. Tries to pick out Bowen, but Saka cuts out the pass, and West Ham have a throw-in just inside Arsenal's half on the right-hand side. Throws it inside to Declan Rice, takes a touch. He plays it left to Aaron Cresswell. Here's Said Benrahma. Now it's with Craig Dawson. Now Coufal. Back to Dawson, takes a touch. Rolls it square to Issa Diop. Nice 1-2 from West Ham there, and Mikel Antonio's coming down the left-hand side for West Ham United. He'll lay it off to the edge of the box for Jesse Lingard. Gets a shot away, and Jesse Lingard has scored a brilliant goal. And as a result, West Ham lead at the London Stadium by 1-0. It's good work from West Ham down the left-hand side. The ball was cut back to Jesse Lingard, who's been in fine form since joining the club on loan from Manchester United. And there was no saving that from Bernd Leno. It's a wonderful strike, a wonderful finish. And you've got to say, based on the balance of play in this first 15 minutes, it's nothing more than West Ham United deserve. It was Benrahma and Antonio who combined on the left-hand side. The ball came back to Lingard on the edge of the box. He took a touch and the ball just bounced up perfectly for Jesse Lingard. And he was able to put his laces through it and find the top corner. That's some finish. That's some goal from Jesse Lingard. And West Ham United deservedly leading this one. Just that touch from Lingard just brings the ball up brilliantly, and he cuts across the ball just in the right space that means it's spinning away from the diving Bernd Leno, and you can see what that goal means to David Moyes. "16 minutes on the clock, and you can't argue with the fact that West Ham deserve it. They've been by far the better side in these early stages. Here's Antonio on the edge of the Arsenal box, goes down and wins a free kick, and this is very much Aaron Cresswell territory. Thomas says, "Hey Harry, what's wrong with your coach?" Aubameyang. Oh, they've taken it quickly, and they've scored again. Jarrod Bowen with the goal. Arsenal were 2 goals down. I turned away from it because it looked as though they were going to take their time over the free kick, and instead they've taken it quickly. Antonio went down. He was fouled by Bukayo Saka, apparently. I'm not even sure it was a foul. Lingard's taken it quickly, and Bowen, his shot has been deflected underneath Bernd Leno by Pablo Mari. How can they have been allowed to take that so quickly? The referee's not blown a whistle. He's not done anything. That's ridiculous. Am I the only one that thinks that? How have they gotten away with taking that free kick so quickly? John Moss is not even looking. Yet he's allowed play to go on. That's madness. But you know what winds me up about it? And I talked about it recently on a podcast. What really pisses me off about that is, why haven't the Arsenal players gone absolutely mad about that? Why haven't the Arsenal players gone absolutely crazy about that? About the fact that John Moss is not even aware of West Ham United taking that free kick. They've taken it quickly and they've gone and scored. People are blaming Bernd Leno, and maybe he should do better at his near post, but Pablo Mari's deflected that. It's come off of Pablo Mari and changed the direction of the ball. I'll have to have another look at it, but we're asleep. We've been asleep from the minute the first whistle went. And we're deservedly 2 goals down now. I'm still not happy about how quickly that free kick was taken, though. Not happy at all. Here is Thomas Partey. I mean, come on, guys. Let's not get on. You guys are getting onto the manager in the chat. It's almost as if you're waiting for Arsenal to slip up so that you can have a go at him. It's embarrassing. Come on. Let's drop the agenda. I'm absolutely livid that West Ham have been able to get away with taking that free kick so quickly. John Moss isn't even looking at it. Yet they've been able to take the ball quickly, move play on and go and score. Archangel says, look to our own faults first. I agree with that. I'm not disagreeing with that in the slightest, but I still feel hard done by. Here is Callum Chambers at right back for the Gunners. Rolls it back to David Luiz. Plays it square to Berlino. Arsenal have just been caught cold here. And I've been talking quite a bit this week about how the top 6 was potentially still on, and it meant that we had maybe two opportunities to qualify for Europe next season. But if we're to lose here, then it becomes a far taller order as Tierney goes to book one into the box. Vladimir Kufal with the block. I agree with Thomas that Saka hasn't looked great so far. Doesn't look quite with it in terms of his fitness. But he's been so important to Arsenal all season. He was always going to play if he was available. Tierney tries to play the ball back across the edge of the penalty area. Here's Xhaka. Ferradoon says criticising Arteta is not an agenda. No, but wait till the game's done and come up with some constructive criticism is all I'd say. Rather than, it's almost as if people are waiting for us to concede a goal so that they can start having a go at Arteta in the chat. And it's a bit like we're 20 minutes in and criticise him, tell us what it is that you want to see differently. What is it that you would have done differently? Let's have a constructive debate and discussion about it. Rather than the whole, Arteta out, the whole knee-jerk reaction thing. Thomas says this player selection happens all the time. What don't people understand about the fact that we played a game on Thursday, a really important game, and that there has to be an element of rotation? I don't get what people don't get about that. Like, the same players cannot play every single week. And that's why there's been so much inconsistency in the Premier League this season. The only side who are able to rotate without impacting the quality of their side is Manchester City. And that is why they are heads and shoulders above everybody else in this division right now. If you want to criticise Mikel Arteta, it's absolutely fine, right? If that's where the route you want to go down. But tell me what it is. So, and I'm saying this because I want to have a good debate about it, a good discussion about it. Tell me what it is that you would have done differently, so we can actually discuss it rather than just Arteta out, Arteta out, Arteta out. It's just it's not constructive. Ella says Harry Tierney played 90 minutes versus Olympiacos and started, so why didn't Cedric play today? It's a good point. And I would have thought that Cedric would have come in at right back today, particularly given that Bellerin's not in the squad. So I found it strange that Chambers was selected. I agree some of the selections are strange. I really do. I'm never an advocate of blasting the manager or any individual player during a game of football. Do it afterwards. By all means. And we will do it afterwards because we'll be bringing you a reaction show a little bit later on tonight. Here's Tierney in field to Martin Odegaard. He's on the edge of the box, gets his shot away, deflects kindly and ends up in the arms of Lucas Fabianski. Tierney's almost playing like a left winger today. He's been forward very frequently. Played a ball into Odegaard, who was on the edge of the D, but just unable to find that space to get the shot away. Yet Steve Stone says Chambers is probably in for his height. My guess, yeah, I completely agree. I said it prior to the game, if you called it a little bit late. I did say that I felt that he had probably come into the side to try and help contain West Ham United from those set-piece situations. There is around about 160 of you watching us live at the moment, so if you haven't done so already, I know the result's not going the way we want it to, but please do smash the like button on the video. It really helps me. Ferradoon says, Harry, it's not just about one game. We've regressed under Arteta. West Ham don't have better players than us. I'm not saying it's about one game, mate. I understand the frustration. All I'm saying is, I'm basically challenging you to tell me what it is you would have done differently. You know, it's very easy to say Arteta in or Arteta out, but why? What are the reasons? What is it that you don't like? What is it that you would have done differently? Everyone's entitled to their opinion. But I think when the players come out half asleep the way they have done, and it's so clear that West Ham want this more than us, that's where the players themselves have to take accountability. But I'll say it again. I'm really surprised that West Ham have been allowed to take that free kick so quickly. The referee doesn't blow his whistle. They move the ball on and they go and score, catching us completely cold. But as I said at the time, if I'm an Arsenal player on the pitch, I am going absolutely fucking mad. And you know why? Because if you go mad, you make the referee doubt himself. You make him think twice about it. But everybody just accepted it. And that's the kind of thing that frustrates me. Fabianski's dropped it. Free kick came into the box from the right-hand side. Fabianski dropped it. But luckily for West Ham United, he was able to gather it before anybody else could capitalise. Here come Arsenal on the attack. They seem to have grown a little bit in the last few minutes. But that's all well and good, but now we have an absolute mountain to climb. Here's Thomas Partey. Just lays it off to Martin Odegaard to his right. Odegaard turning away from Lingard. He's got Callum Chambers for support, but Chambers unable to control that. Lingard will come away with it. Partey tries to make a challenge. Unable to do so, and Granit Xhaka stops him in his track. Thought that was clean from Granit Xhaka. Not sure what the free kick has been given for. I think the free kick was given actually for the foul by Thomas Partey previous to that. We're just having another look at that free kick that came in from Martin Odegaard, and Lucas Fabianski dropped it. Here is Bowen on the right for West Ham. Into Said Benrahma. Now it's with Thomas Souček out to the right for Vladimir Kufal. In comes the delivery. Callum Chambers gets ahead on it. Bukayo Saka helps it on. It looks as though Saka and Aubameyang have switched wings now. It's Chambers at right back. Now it's with David Luiz. You know, at 1-0. I think Arsenal stand a really good chance still. At 2-0, you've got an absolute mountain to climb, and I'm very disappointed about the nature of that goal. Obviously, I can't hear the commentary, so I'd be interested to hear what you guys have heard. If you are watching it on Sky Sports or any other broadcaster for that matter, let me know what the general consensus has been over the taking of that free kick really quickly. Here's Jesse Lingard on the right, looking to cut infield, lays it off to Said Benrahma, tries to get it back, and then Kieran Tierney hooks it clear for Arsenal. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang will chase it, but Dawson has plenty of time to take a touch and lay it square to Issa Diop. He'll carry the ball up to the halfway line. Now it's with Cresswell. Good ball down the channel. Mikel Antonio's inside Arsenal's penalty area. Checks inside. Callum Chambers uses his strength to hold him off. Then tries to go back on the outside of him. His shot is blocked by Luiz and then cleared by Pablo Mari. It's been a really, really bad start to the game for the Gunners. Here is Declan Rice. Here's Cresswell into Lingard, and then Callum Chambers wins it back for Arsenal. No complaints from anybody other than me, it seems, on the way that free kick was taken. Here is Granit Xhaka. I mean, as a team in the Premier League, you've always got to be alert to that kind of thing. I accept that. I just found it a little bit strange, because for me, John Moss wasn't even looking. Here is Xhaka just inside West Ham's half. He'll lay it off to Martin Odegaard. West Ham are so compact, so difficult to break down, and them racing into a 2-goal lead is the ideal scenario for David Moyes. It suits their game plan down to a T, because they can now sit back and make it tough for us. Delivery comes in from Callum Chambers, blocked by the standing leg of Aaron Cresswell. It's going to be an Arsenal corner. Odegaard is going to take it from Arsenal's right. Pablo Mari's gone forward. Was Bernd Leno being blamed for conceding that goal at his near post? Can't blame him for the first one, but questions will be asked on the second as Odegaard puts one in. Aubameyang tries to get ahead to it. Pablo Mari has his back to the West Ham goal. He's got lots of players around him though. Still alive here, just to the left of West Ham's penalty area. Here's Kieran Tierney now. He'll whip one into the penalty area. Kufal with the header. Lacazette tries to keep it alive, does well. Saka's control was poor though. And West Ham look to break away. Granit Xhaka will retrieve the ball for the Gunners. Just lays it off to Thomas Partey. Nice dink out to the right hand side where Bukayo Saka will pick up the ball. He'll run at Aaron Cresswell now. Looks to go inside him. Goes down. Bukayo Saka on the corner of the box, but nothing doing. Didn't look like a foul, to be fair. It's going to be a West Ham throw-in on the left-hand side. It's been a really difficult half an hour for the Gunners, this. Archangel says Odegaard will change his mind about staying. It's just really annoying, isn't it? You know, you go and get through in Europe. You beat your North London rivals. And you could have finished off what's been a really, really good week with a decent result. Listen, I'd have taken a point here today. I really would have. But to be 2 goals down. Look, I'm just looking at the free kick again. Look, John Moss is actually talking to Bukayo Saka when Jesse Lingard takes it. Pablo Mari's not looking. David Luiz, Callum Chambers is stretching. They're all over the place. And yeah, it does take a deflection off of Pablo Mari, but Bernd Leno's got to be alive there at his near post, and he isn't. He's sluggish from the German goalkeeper. He's sluggish from everybody. He's poor from everybody. You cannot afford to switch off in key moments when you're playing Premier League opposition, particularly Premier League opposition around about the top of the table. And that's exactly what West Ham are this season. As Bernd Leno chips a ball out to Kieran Tierney. Just tries to play it infield to Aubameyang, but Declan Rice gets on the loose ball. Here's Jarrod Bowen on the right wing for West Ham now. His cross is blocked by Tierney, but it will come to Kufal. Delivers first time. Mikel Antonio rises, and it's turned in by Thomas Souček. But I think, is the flag going to go up? I thought that Thomas Souček was offside when he turned that in. We'll soon find out. Looks like the goal's going to stand. I thought Thomas Souček was offside there. Let's have another look at it. Ball came out to Jarrod Bowen. He whipped the cross in. Deflected off of Kieran Tierney. Kufal whips it in. Antonio gets... No, he's on. I think he's on. Thomas Souček's turned it in. And West Ham United are 3-0 up here. With just over half an hour gone. This is an Arsenal disaster class. Luiz, Marie, Leno, they're all appealing for offside. The VAR will have checked it. The goal stands. And Arsenal are 3 goals down here to West Ham United at the London Stadium in the Premier League. And this has been an absolute disaster class from Mikel Arteta's Arsenal. Don't know what to say. Run out of words. Here's Said Benrahma coming forward. Goes past 2-3 West Ham players before it's hooked away. It's now with Diop at the back for West Ham, but he's got ages, plenty of time. Nobody's pressing him. Here's Declan Rice. To Cresswell. Back to Declan Rice. Smashes it forward for West Ham United. David Luiz will get on the ball. He'll guide it back. The flag's gone up against Benrahma. David Luiz was appealing for it. From the minute the ball was played, Mikel Arteta looks absolutely livid on the sidelines. A79 says, remind me never to get excited for a signing again. First Pepe and now Partey looks like Frimpong. Long ball forward towards Aubameyang. Koufal's header down. He's picked up by Dawson. He just holds off Kieran Tierney. I think Akshay's hit the nail on the head. Everybody looks tired and disinterested today. That's exactly how they look. West Ham have wanted this. West Ham have come out and taken the game to Arsenal from the very first minute. David Moyes has only won against Arsenal 4 times in 31 attempts in the Premier League. Looks like it's going to be 5 times now. Arsenal are all over the shop. Koufal will take this throw in for West Ham United on the right hand side. Pablo Mari wins a header. Thomas Partey into Martin Odegaard. Look at the intensity with which West Ham are playing. Look at their desire to get on every single ball. Why are they able to close spaces, to press us, and we're not able to do the same? I know there are players who will be out on that pitch, who will be tired, who will be feeling some fatigue. But fatigue should kick in the last 20-25 minutes, last half an hour. It shouldn't be visible from the start, I don't think. Here's Lacazette on the left wing for Arsenal, plays it infield to Xhaka. But look, West Ham have everybody back behind the ball. They close all the spaces and make it really, really difficult. Here is Odegaard. Now Chambers back to Odegaard. Now it's with Pablo Mari inside the centre circle. Plays it left to Kieran Tierney. Xhaka chips it out to the right. It's a terrible ball. Benrahma will win it. JB says, another Arteta game plan to sit back, which has cost us. Today's shown why he's not good enough. I don't think that game plan was to sit back. I don't think you name Lacazette or Aubameyang, Saka, Odegaard all in the same team if your plan is to sit back. I just think that Arsenal have been pinned back, forced back by a team who are, quite frankly, right now better than us. They're stronger, they're physically better, they're moving the ball quicker, they're playing with a desire. They've just been better than us. I think they've pinned us back. I cannot get behind that rhetoric that Arsenal have gone out there to sit back. I don't think they've gone out to sit back in many games recently. I think that's one of the positives of Arsenal since Christmas. Lacazette with a goal! Come on! Great finish from Alexander Lacazette. Arsenal back in this. 3-1. That's what we needed. We needed a moment. And there was Alexander Lacazette to come up with it. It was Saka into Partey in midfield. Lovely ball into Odegaard. The ball went out to the right flank for Callum Chambers. He pinged one across the box. It was a good touch from Lacazette and an emphatic finish into the roof of the net. From around about the penalty spot, Fabianski with absolutely no chance. Might have taken a slight deflection off Dawson, did it? Took a slight deflection off of Souček, I think, and the goalkeeper had absolutely no chance. But Arsenal pull one back before half-time, and that could prove significant. Here is Saka. Goes down on the halfway line, but Arsenal still keep the ball. Come on, there's hope here. There's hope. Xhaka with the ball out to the left towards Aubameyang. Kufau under pressure. Good work from Thomas Partey in midfield to win the ball back for the Gunners. Here's Odegaard now. Now Saka. He's got Chambers again on the outside of him. Here's Odegaard. Chips one into the box towards Aubameyang. Kufau just lets it go out for a goal kicker. Would have probably preferred Odegaard to just let one rip there from the edge of the penalty area. Big hello to Made in Brooklyn 1975 and a massive thank you for your very kind super chat donation. It's very much appreciated. He says Arsenal is playing like a team who believes there is nothing left to play for in the Premier League, and West Ham are playing for a Champions League place. Don't disagree with that. Arsenal have started this game really slowly, really poorly. And Lacazette has given us a glimmer of hope. Here is David Luiz on the ball at centre-back for the Gunners. Now it's with Thomas Partey into Xhaka. Wants to give it back to Partey, but the pair are just too close to each other sometimes. Here's Saka racing through on goal for Arsenal. Saka! Oh, he's got to score. You've got to beat Lucas Fabianski from there. Bukayo Saka used his pace to race through on goal. It was Lacazette with a lovely flick on. Saka had the pace to get in there. Cresswell was in trouble. But he's passed it into the arms of Lucas Fabianski in the West Ham goal. I think he's got to go the other way. I think he's got to take the ball towards the far corner. Tries to give Fabianski the eyes and plays it into him comfortably. And that would have been a real game changer potentially if Arsenal could have made it 3-2 on the stroke of half time here. It's been a really entertaining game for the neutral, if nothing else. As Partey plays the ball forward. Arsenal have picked it up a gear here. But it's still a massive, massive task. Here is Granit Xhaka on the ball. At the very least, they've shown some character in this last 5-10 minutes. Here's Pablo Mari. Arsenal are in the ascendancy here, and you feel as though we don't really want half-time to come. Here is Chambers into Odegaard. Wins a throw-in off of Jesse Lingard on the right-hand side, just inside West Ham's half. Here's David Luiz. Can see plenty of good questions coming through in the chat. Let's save them for half-time. Feel free to drop the same ones in at half-time, and I'll get through as many of those as I possibly can during the break, but it's all action here for the Gunners at the moment. Pablo Mari on the ball. Into Partey. Nice ball into Lacazette. Helps it on to Saka. Here's Odegaard now on the corner of West Ham's box. Chambers is on the outside of him. Whips one in low. It's cut out by Cresswell. Trying to pick out Lacazette again. Callum Chambers, who's got forward really well, to be fair to him. Lovely link-up play between Odegaard, Saka and Lacazette there. Lacazette just checked his run and Chambers was aware of that. Tried to pick him out, but the cross was blocked. And it's going to be a corner now. Martin Odegaard is the man to take it. West Ham are a big side. I'd be surprised if Arsenal caused them problems from this kind of situation. But in comes the ball. Fabianski gets something on it. Now it's with Partey on the edge of the box. Partey with another one of those long-range efforts that was nowhere near troubling Lucas Fabianski's goal. I think it might have been Dawson's head rather than Fabianski's fist that got the ball clear initially for West Ham United. 42 minutes on the clock here at the London Stadium. West Ham United 3, Arsenal 1. The Hammers raced into the lead inside half an hour, thanks to goals from Jesse Lingard, Jarrod Bowen, and then Thomas Souček. All I wanted was a stress-free Sunday afternoon. All I wanted was to enjoy a decent Arsenal performance. I'd have taken a point from this. Now if we're going to get a point, we're going to have to be mightily impressive between now and the full-time whistle. But the pendulum has swung here a little bit. Not in terms of the score just yet, but in terms of the balance of play. Since that third goal went in, Arsenal have responded, to be fair. Here is Bowen into Michail Antonio, but that doesn't excuse what went on in that opening half an hour, which was Arsenal being very much second best to a very strong, determined West Ham United side. Arsenal have won a free kick there. Martin Odegaard was caught. It was certainly a foul. Sherlock Holmes, says Partey, shooting like John Jensen. It was Antonio who caught Xhaka initially, and then Souček came steaming in to Martin Odegaard from the side. That's the kind of combative nature that West Ham have in that midfield, though, that makes them so difficult to live with. Here's Tierney on the left-hand side. Now it's with Pablo Mari. Into Lacazette. Does well to turn. The ball might have broken for Aubameyang there, but he was making his way back and he couldn't have expected it, to be fair to him. Half-time fast approaching at the London Stadium. West Ham United 3, Arsenal 1. Chambers with a header forward. Saka will chase it. Tries to get a foot on it. Does, but I think it's going to be a West Ham throw-in off of Saka. Cresswell is going to be the man to take it. Intianan says, let's not just blame the free kick though, guys. This has been happening all season, where we blame little things over bigger reasons. I'm annoyed about the free kick, and it pissed me off at the time, but I'm not going to sit here and say that's the reason that we've lost. This could be potentially the 12 games in the Premier League this season. But it is frustrating. But I agree with you that the problems are bigger than that, and the problem is that at times we've just been completely asleep, and I don't understand why we go into games like that. We've started so many games this season like that. I just don't get it. Here is Pablo Mari into Lacazette, lays it off to Partey. He's inside the centre circle into Odegaard. Here is Callum Chambers. Now it's with Saka. Into Xhaka. Odegaard once more. Now it's with Saka again. Inside the penalty area is Bukayo Saka, but there's so many West Ham bodies back. So difficult to break a team down when they defend like this. But they've earned the right to do that, having raced into a 3-goal lead, and that's the problem when you give up so much in the early stages. Here's Saka out to the left. Tierney will take a touch. Looks to go beyond Kufau. Whips it back across the box. It might fall to Saka. Oh, and it's deflected just wide. Craig Dawson putting his body on the line there for West Ham United. It's really, really good defending from Dawson. And even still, even having got his body in the way, it's agonisingly close to creeping inside Lucas Fabianski's post. Odegaard will take the resulting corner. Kufau gets ahead on it. Tierney will head it back. Saka raised the boot there, but the referee's going to give it their way. I thought he would. Archangel says, Harry, how can a professional team switch off like that? Agreed. They can't afford to do that. It's half time. West Ham United in full control here at the London Stadium. Or at least they were in full control. Arsenal, to their credit, have been a little bit better in the later stages of that first half, but they've still got a real mountain to climb. It's West Ham United 3, Arsenal 1. I'm going to take a short 2-minute break. Don't go anywhere. Stay in the stream. Fill up the chat box with your questions, which I'm going to be coming to in just a couple of minutes' time. Welcome back to our live watch-along of West Ham United versus Arsenal, coming to you live from the London Stadium. It's been a half to forget for the Gunners. There's no doubt about that. It's been terrible. Really, really bad start to the game. Really embarrassing start to the game, and it's taken West Ham racing into a 3-goal lead for Arsenal to actually pull their finger out and start playing. Managed to pull a goal back through Alexander Lacazette, but that does not for a second excuse what went on before that. Just having a look at the goals again. I'll come over to your questions. Get your questions in the chat now, by the way. I'd love to take some of them. I'm just having a look at the goals here. Mikel Antonio coming down the left, cuts it back to Lingard. The ball bounces up kindly for him. It's a really good finish. I'm not sure you can really point the finger at any one individual for that one. It's a brilliant strike from Lingard. As I said at the time, the ball was spinning away from Bernd Leno, making it very, very difficult for him to do anything about it. Let's hold on a second. Let me just sort out this chat box because we've got some idiots in there. Moderators, you know what to do. I can't remember. There we go. See you later, mate. So yeah, it's a terrible start, and then the Bowen goal after 17 minutes. You know, Arsenal giving away a free kick on the edge of the box, and all of a sudden, West Ham have taken it quickly, and they've managed to squeeze one in the near post. And then I'm looking at the third goal. Ball comes in from Vladimir Kufal. Mikel Antonio rises above David Luiz, heads it down into the ground, and Thomas Souček just guides it into the far corner and makes sure that it does go into the back of the net. It's listen, it's a worrying performance. There's no getting away from that, and it's really disappointing that Arsenal, in a game where they had a massive chance to close the gap on the top six and really, make a point of going in, have found themselves in this situation. I'm just having a look at it, actually. Sky have given it to Lacazette's goal. They've given it as a Souček own goal. Really? I guess they're saying that Lacazette's effort was off target. Maybe it was. Can't really tell from that angle I've just seen. But yeah, it's been a horrible half. And, where do we go from here? How do you rectify that? It's been a shit half an hour. We've performed better after that, but it doesn't excuse what's happened already. Let's go over to the live chat, because there's some really, really good questions in there. I'll try and pick them out in between the spam. So if you have put questions in and I haven't answered them, feel free to drop them in again, because as I say, the chat box is constantly updating. Inti now says, Harry, when does the cut-off point with this coach come to an end? It's coming up to 2 seasons now, and we aren't learning the basics and always switch off. It has to be down to the coaching for me. I would challenge the coming up to 2 seasons, right? He took over at Christmas last season, so he hasn't had 1 full season yet. So I think coming up to 2 seasons is harsh. He also hasn't had a proper pre-season yet, which you've got to account for. I think that Mikel Arteta, if he doesn't win the Europa League, will be under pressure come the end of this season, because it looks as though Arsenal's league finish is going to be completely unacceptable, and he's going to be under pressure. There's no getting away from that. Even someone who supports Mikel Arteta, like myself, who feels like he could be the right man and feels like he's deserving of more time, would have to accept that the way we've performed in the Premier League this season, this would be our 12th defeat. That's not fucking acceptable for Arsenal Football Club. There is no getting away from that. I'll say what I've always said when it comes to Mikel Arteta. If Arsenal can win the Europa League, I think he buys himself some more time. If Arsenal don't win the Europa League, then for me, Mikel Arteta will be under immense pressure from the first whistle next season. That's how I see it. But I think his job in the club's eyes is safe. It shouldn't be safe in the eyes of some of our fans. And, whilst I don't agree with that point of view, I can't really sit here and dismiss it, because, it's a valid opinion to have. Just because I don't agree with it doesn't mean I don't think that you've got a point. I just feel as though he's not going anywhere. I think that Arsenal understand that this is going to be a longer term project. And again, I know that will piss people off because they don't want to hear that. But that's the reality of the situation Arsenal find themselves in, I think. Big hello to Backstabber in the chat who says, we need a manager with a big D. Hashtag Arteta out. Thank you as well for your very, very kind super chat donation. Steve Stone says Europe is playing a major part in this game. West Ham haven't had all week. West Ham have had all week. We haven't. I think that's a massive point. And I think in this season, more than any other, that is playing a huge part. Again, it's not to excuse it. And 28 Guy Happy points out that Juventus have lost at home to Benevento today, which is a massive result in Serie A and pretty much cements Inter's chances, I think, of winning the league, because I don't expect Milan to be able to keep up with them. Nishith in the chat says, why do you think Oba and Saka switched sides during the start? Why can't we decide to play our normal positions? I talked about it a little bit earlier in the stream, mate. You might have missed it. I felt like maybe he was trying to pin Cresswell back. Maybe he felt like that was the way to go, because Cresswell's delivery is something that West Ham really, really rely on. Or use to good effect. So maybe that was the reason. Again, I don't know for sure. But I agree with you. I wouldn't have switched them over. I don't really know, what Mikel Arteta's thinking was in that situation. I don't really have an issue with the rotation. I don't really have an issue with different players coming in. The one that probably shocked me most was the fact that Callum Chambers played ahead of Cedric. Talked about the potential reasons for that earlier on, but Callum Chambers hasn't been bad. I know West Ham have had some joy down that side, but I don't put that down solely to Callum Chambers, and I think he's done well in an attacking sense. So yeah, I don't know, mate. There's so many good questions in there. These are questions that Mikel Arteta is the only person who can answer. I can speculate and I can share my opinion, and I can try and tell you what I think may have been going through his head at the time. But as I say, these are questions that I'm struggling to answer, to be honest. Adam says, I didn't want him due to the lack of experience. I'm not out. But performances like this have happened too much. No excuses come next season. By December, he will either bang, in his words, or be gone. And that I completely agree with. When we were talking about who should replace Unai Emery, those of you who have been following or listening to the podcast from way back then, and I know there won't be many of you, because there's a lot of you that have joined us in the last year or so. The growth has been massive in that time, so I thank you for that. But there was a good debate that we had on the show where I was very much beating the drum of Carlo Ancelotti. I felt like Arsenal had fallen into a position under Unai Emery that was so bad that they needed someone strong to come in and steady the ship. And I didn't think that Mikel Arteta was that man. I was taken aback by his press conference when he first took the job. I thought he took the good game, and I was willing to give him some time. And I've seen signs that we're going in the right direction. The FA Cup victory was obviously one of those signs, something to draw encouragement from. But of course, that can only take him so far. And there needs to be an improvement. Our league position is not acceptable. And where I completely agree with Adam is that by December next year, maybe even earlier, I'm going to give him the first 10 games of next season, and then we're going to look at it properly, and we're going to look at it, and we're going to have to be ruthless. We'll have to be ruthless, because we are Arsenal Football Club, and we cannot afford to be in the position we currently find ourselves in. If things don't improve by then, sorry, Mikel, but you're going to have to go. But look, there were encouraging signs at the back end of that first half that Arsenal can at least make a fight of this. Let's see how it goes. Let's not jump to too many conclusions just yet. I know it's difficult not to when the team are performing so poorly, but let's see how we go. Let's try and get ourselves back into this game, and fingers crossed we can make a fight of it in the second half. And as I said, I'd have taken a point at the start of the game. If you give me a point now, off the back of that first half performance, having found ourselves 3-0 down, then you got to take it. Thomas says, disappointing style. Yeah, of course, ups and downs in the process. We have to deal with it for a while. The squad needs upgrades, definitely, but will we get the funds? Another really good question. Some of you talking about Rafa Benitez being the perfect man, but you can't complain about boring football and then ask for Rafa Benitez to come in. That's kind of the point, isn't it? But accept that this is not acceptable, and I accept that serious questions will be asked of Mikel Arteta again off the back of this game. But for me, the primary sort of issue right now is these players, because on one week they can turn up, start a game brilliantly, and another week they can be completely asleep, caught cold. And there's no question that David Moyes' side have shown far more passion, shown far more desire, much more fight, and that is why they raced into that 3-goal lead. Back underway here at the London Stadium. West Ham United 3, Arsenal 1. Can Arsenal push West Ham United? Can Arsenal find a way back into this game? I guess we'll know in around about 45 minutes time. Tierney with the throw-in into Aubameyang. Back to Tierney. Wrestling with the ball. Wrestling with Thomas Souček for the ball there. Here is Tierney into Aubameyang. Now it's with Xhaka. Tierney on the left. Back to Xhaka. He looks up, thinks about putting the ball into the penalty area. But that's what West Ham want. Nice ball in behind for Alexander Lacazette. Lifts it over Lucas Fabianski. Oh, it's cleared off the line by Issa Diop. It should be 3-2. Arsenal going mightily close there through Alexander Lacazette. Here come the Gunners again. Here's Lacazette. Really, really big chance for the Gunners. Gone begging. And guys, my clock's just gone out of sync for some reason. So I'm just going to fix that for a second. So if you're a little bit thrown off by that, don't be too shocked. There we go. Back in sync. I'd forgotten that at half time I'd paused the TV just momentarily so that I could catch the replays of the goals. Here's Xhaka to Tierney on the left hand side, cuts it back to Aubameyang, goes beyond Kufal. Aubameyang across the box. Souček looks to get it clear. Now it's with Lingard, and Kufal eventually hooks it away. Here's Xhaka. Now it's Partey into Lacazette. Plays a nice ball around the corner. Will Saka get there ahead of Fabianski? He can't. Oh, I had to take that chance. Unlucky from Lacazette. He'd done everything right. The ball was heading into the back of the net. It's good defending from Issa Diop to just follow it up. It's a good ball round the corner, that from Laka as well. Saka maybe a little bit fitter, a little bit sharper perhaps on his toes. Does a bit better there. Here's Partey into Xhaka. Just lays it off to Pablo Mari. Now it's with Kieran Tierney. Here's Partey inside the centre circle. Plays it right to Callum Chambers. Tries to pick out Martin Odegaard in that inside right space. It's got Chambers outside of him. Plays it into the feet of Saka now. It's with Chambers. Don't put it in the box. That's what West Ham want. The balls into the box have to be pick-outs. They have to be balls driven across the penalty area. There's no point putting the ball aerially in there. Here is Saka inside the box. Can Arsenal engineer something here? Chambers stands one up towards the far post. It's met by a West Ham head and comes to Granit Xhaka. Arsenal knocking on the door here. Here's Odegaard on the edge of the D. Looks to chip one in for Lacazette. Probably should have had a shot again. Just take it on. Just take it on. Take the shot on. Here is Xhaka. Now Partey. Into Lacazette. Tries to help it on for Saka again. Ball ends up at the feet of Fabianski, and here clears it long. It's Going to go out for an Arsenal throw-in around about the halfway line on the left-hand side. Don't forget, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button. If you're interested in signing up to our membership scheme, click the link in the description. Had a couple of you join during the live stream, so thank you to those of you who have. Partey into Odegaard. Now it's with Lacazette. Here's Saka. Whips it into the box. Aubameyang rises, but Craig Dawson gets there. At least we're making a go of it. It's the only positive you can take right now. But I want to see Arsenal try their luck from the edge of the box a little bit more often. Why not? Such a difficult defence to break down. Here's Odegaard. Inside the box. To the right. Tries to lay it off inside for Saka. Chambers puts it into the box. Again, there's a West Ham head on it. Partey with it now. Into Aubameyang. Back to Partey. Into Odegaard, who's just dropped a little bit deeper this time. Tierney's in space on the left-hand side, but Odegaard does really well to turn away from Declan Rice. Into Lacazette. Turns and strikes left-footed. Comfortable save. Thomas says, Harry, is your clock properly synced? It is now. It is now, yeah. It wasn't at the start of the second half, which is why I reset it. But that was my bad, because I'd hit the pause button so I could catch the replays during the half-time break on my TV, and I hadn't unpaused it as soon as the second half started. Sorry, I hadn't forwarded to catch up to the live, I mean. Right at the start of the second half. I almost forgot to do it, and that's why it might have been a little bit out of sync a few minutes ago, but now it is literally on point. Cresswell with a throw for West Ham on the left into Benrahma, dispossessed by Partey. Here's Odegaard into Lacazette. Turns and plays it back to Odegaard, who's really looked lively at the start of this second half. Aubameyang trying to help it on towards Saka, but it ends up with Fabianski. Aubameyang's been a fucking liability today, excuse my language. It's offered absolutely nothing. Been really frustrating. It's frustrating that Arsenal have decided to start playing after conceding 3 goals. Lacazette, good work from him there to dispossess Lingard. Surely that's an Arsenal free kick. It is. Is it time for the jumper to come off? I'm getting a little bit hot under the collar here. Adam says Oba's best bit of play was that slide tackle in the first half. You're probably right, mate. He's done jack shit apart from that. He's been really ineffective for the Gunners today. Oh, come on. Free kick for Odegaard to put into the penalty area. In it goes. David Luiz coming in at the far post. Is looped up into the air from David Luiz. Just couldn't keep the ball down, the Brazilian. Certainly onside, David Luiz made a really clever run around the back of Declan Rice. Fabianski's going to take the goal kick, and as you'd imagine, he is in no hurry whatsoever. Here it comes from Fabianski. Here's Michail Antonio. Arsenal want a free kick. Thomas Partey's down. West Ham are breaking forward here. The referee has pulled the game back, much to West Ham's disappointment. And we're a little bit fortunate there because, I tell you what, West Ham were in. Thomas Partey's back up on his feet now, and West Ham are absolutely livid. But he was smashed in the head by Thomas Souček. It was a flailing arm from Souček. Ronan says Harry thinks he's the next Derek Ray. I wish I was Derek Ray, mate. John Moss is Got the ball in his arms. Walking over to have a word with David Moyes. David Moyes still arguing with the referee. He's feeling the pressure a little bit, David Moyes, because his team have been under the cosh at the start of this second half, just like they were in the late stages of the first period. Here is Michail Antonio, tries to go by Callum Chambers, but he's run the ball out of play. It's going to be an Arsenal throw-in. Fast approaching the hour mark, but you feel as though Arsenal need to score soon if they're going to stand any chance of drawing this one level. Here's Michail Antonio down the left. Cresswell into Ben Rama. To the left of Arsenal's box, looks to get a cross in. It's blocked by Thomas Partey, and it's going to be a West Ham United corner. Chef CG says, always said Oba was up to his old tricks again. End of the season change the captaincy. Wonder if he'll still be here at the start of next season. Obviously signed that contract, but all that means is he now has a sell-on value. No guarantees in football, ever. Cresswell's going to take this corner for West Ham. And the big boys are forward, as you'd expect. In it comes from Cresswell, headed away by Lacazette at the near post. Now it's with Kufal. Lofts it back in towards the Arsenal penalty area, headed away powerfully by Thomas Partey. Madhu Shakar says, all huffing and puffing to no effect. Thing is, we've had a couple of chances, but if you don't take them, if you're not clinical, that's what happens. And that's been a problem for us all season, hasn't it? We've not taken those chances. Kufal puts the ball into the box. Partey gets ahead on it, and then Chambers has to make sure. Now it's with Lingard to the left of Arsenal's box. Just lays it off to Declan Rice, whipped into the box and is headed away by Partey. Now it's with Kufau on the right. He goes back to Dawson, takes a touch with his left foot. Here is Michail Antonio. Shoots from the angle, it's high and it's wide. Marchin says, Harry, let's be honest, who is going to pay anything for Oba? Sadly, the Chinese league stopped spending silly money on football, and that was the only one chance for us. You'll be surprised, mate. You'll be surprised. What you'll get from Aubameyang is you'll guarantee X amount of goals a season, right? Even this season, where all we've done is literally criticise him, talk about how bad he's been, he still managed a goal in every 2 games. It's not a bad turnaround. That's all. It's not a bad record. Here is Xhaka into Aubameyang. Nice flick to Kieran Tierney. But again, West Ham gets so many bodies back behind the ball and so quickly. Here is Aubameyang. Nice bit of work. Stopped by Vladimir Kufau, and Arsenal have a free kick just to the left of West Ham United's penalty area. Kufau's booked as well by John Moss. He's not happy about it. But Aubameyang was just looking to go past him. I'm not sure Kufau could have done a great deal about that, actually. He's got an arm sticking out, and I think that's what catches Aubameyang, and that's what's persuaded John Moss that is a yellow card. But if I were a West Ham fan, I'd feel really hard done by there. Odegaard and Saka are standing over it. Not sure why Saka's standing over it right-footed. He's so clearly left-footed. So pointless just stepping over the ball. Odegaard whips it in. It's come off Aubameyang's shoulder and gone the other way. Are Arsenal going to make any changes and any time soon? Callum Chambers with the throw-in. Short to Odegaard. And then Chambers looks to go beyond Souček, who's fouled him. Right on the touchline on Arsenal's right, West Ham's left. Here's David Luiz. Mr. Chef CG says, Xhaka, Mr. Dependable, needs a break. Who does Arteta call on? What's your take, Harry? This is the problem. This is exactly why he can't take a break and give him a break, because there's no one else that will do that role. El Neni's not good enough to rely upon, to trust consistently. Neither is Danny Ceballos. Arsenal take their free kick quickly this time. Here's Saka into Odegaard. Chambers is running down the right-hand side. Lovely reverse ball from Odegaard. Chambers whips it in, and it's an own goal from Craig Dawson. Arsenal are back in this. It's West Ham United 3, Arsenal 2, and that goal was created off the back of a wonderful reverse pass from Martin Odegaard to pick out Callum Chambers on the right. He fired it, pinged it across the penalty area, and Dawson's turned that into his own net. Arsenal took their free kick quickly this time. Thomas Partey into Saka, just lays it off to Odegaard, threatens to go inside, and that's a lovely reverse ball. And Chambers, to his credit, whips in a delightful ball towards Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang at the far post, and it's Craig Dawson who turns it into his own net. Any touch from anybody there was always bound to put that in the back of the net, and it's emphatically finished by Craig Dawson. Unfortunately for him, past his own goalkeeper. West Ham won a free kick in the lead up. They feel like the decision went the wrong way. But tough luck. West Ham United 3, Arsenal 2, and Arsenal are back in this. Come on, you Gunners. Here's Xhaka. Partey steps over it brilliantly. Here comes Martin Odegaard. He's been the catalyst. He's been brilliant. He's kept us fluid in the final third. He's been fantastic. Got to keep the lad somehow. And Ben Rama has just conceded a corner. Love that from Xander. He says John Moss put a bet on at half-time for an Arsenal win. Come on. Make sure you hit the like button if you haven't already. Let's be positive in the chat, guys. Come on. Still around about half an hour plus stoppage time remaining here as the ball comes in and it's headed away by Issa Diop. Partey with a neat touch. Now Xhaka plays it out to the right. Odegaard does well to trap that on the stretch. He whips one into the box. Met by Issa Diop. Might fall to Lacazette. Declan Rice was there in the nick of time for West Ham, but Tierney's won it back from Mikel Antonio. Now it's with Lacazette on the corner of the penalty area. Into Odegaard. He's been brilliant. Now David Luiz shapes up for the shot. The ball finds its way to Lacazette anyway. Oh, miscommunication there between Lacazette and Tierney. It's gone out for a West Ham throw-in. The first half an hour was completely unacceptable. There's no getting away from that. It was poor. It was terrible. But what you cannot deny is since that third goal went in, Arsenal have shown some character and some fight. Yes, the performance hasn't been good enough. Yes, there have been big mistakes from the Gunners, but you've got to give credit where credit is due. And Arsenal, from a spirit perspective, have really responded, having gone down by 3 goals inside half an hour here. Lots of you talking about Callum Chambers, and he does deserve an immense amount of praise because he's been really, really good here today. Here is Lucas Fabianski, long ball forward for West Ham United into the direction of Antonio, but it's Pablo Mari who wins the header. Here's Lingard. Chambers just steps in, but West Ham pick out Lingard anyway. This time David Luiz will come across and just helps the ball on to Callum Chambers. Handball there by Lingard. Arsenal have a free kick. West Ham complaining about a free kick being taken quickly. The irony. Chambers just lost out to Vladimir Kufal here, and Arsenal have to be careful not to concede another one on the break. There's still plenty of time here, and they almost did so. The ball will fall to Antonio eventually, and Kieran Tierney putting his body on the line this time with a wonderful block to deny West Ham adding a fourth. Callum Chambers lost out on the halfway line to Thomas Souček. Lingard brought the ball forward. He played it into Antonio. Came Jarrod Bowen from the right-hand side. His shot was blocked, and then Kieran Tierney just doing enough to deny Michail Antonio. He was on the ground, Tierney, not sure how much he knew about it. But he just sticks out a leg from instinct. It's going to be a West Ham United corner. In it comes from Lingard. Leno tries to get there. Partey tries to prevent the corner and does so successfully. Looks to drive away, but Souček made it difficult for him. Arsenal still have it here. Aubameyang trying to go down the left flank, and you just want to see Aubameyang knock the ball past people and turn on the burners. We know he's got the pace. Here's Xhaka on the halfway line for Arsenal. Now Partey. Into Xhaka. Into Tierney. Just missed control. West Ham throw-in. Pepe's warming up. Ceballos is warming up. Not sure what the move is here. What the right move is, I should say. Here is Pablo Mari for Arsenal. Into Odegaard. Lays it off to Partey. Now it's with Callum Chambers. Long ball forward into Dawson, who just cushions it down for Diop, and now Arsenal have it back on the halfway line. Here's Lacazette on the turn. Looks to find Aubameyang. He's inside the box. Aubameyang cuts in onto the right foot. Tries to stab it back towards Lacazette. Does well to win the header. Falls to Odegaard. Took it down on his chest. Smashed it towards goal. And the effort was blocked. Again, plenty of West Ham bodies back defending. Arsenal come again. West Ham want a free kick again. They're not going to get it. Here's Odegaard into Saka. Whips it in towards the far post. Kufau gets ahead on it. And then Declan Rice helps it on. Panic stations at the back for West Ham. Lovely skill from Said Benrahma there to go by Martin Odegaard. And he'll set West Ham off on a counter-attack. Tierney will prevent Jarrod Bowen receiving the ball though. And now it's with Xhaka into Odegaard. Along with Callum Chambers. The pair have been Arsenal's best players by a country mile. Chambers whips another good ball into the box, but Aubameyang was nowhere to be seen. Neither was Alexander Lacazette, and West Ham can work it clear. Dave Hill says, it's all very well saying how well we've responded, but why do we get in the position of 3-0 in the first place? I completely agree. I completely agree with you. There's no getting away from that. But you can't deny that there has been a response. And here come West Ham down the left. Benrahma just trying to pick out a teammate. Couldn't do so. Thanks to Peter Redpath. Come on, Arsenal. A point here, given the circumstances, would be significant. Here's Pablo Mari. Into Thomas Partey. Into Xhaka. On the halfway line. Into Aubameyang. He's got Tierney to his left. Bad pass again from Aubameyang. Struggles to do even the simple things at times, Aubameyang. Arsenal will come again though. Here's Odegaard. Plays it left to Kieran Tierney. Now it's with Granit Xhaka. Into Odegaard on the halfway line. Saka helps it on to Chambers. Saka gets it back. Tries to pick out Lacazette, but Declan Rice cuts it out. Here's Thomas Partey. Into Aubameyang. Nice touch. Plays it square to Chambers. Odegaard will pick it up and he's pointing. He wants Chambers to make that run on the outside, even if not to use him. Just to take someone away, just to potentially create a little bit of space that the Norwegian can exploit. Here's Lacazette. Lovely bit of footwork to get away from a couple of West Ham players. The pass wasn't quite right to Odegaard and he struggles to control it. Here's Antonio, almost at left back now for West Ham. His ball down the line finds Lingard. Souček helps it on and Benrahma has it now. It's with Souček. Goes all the way back to the defence. Arsenal pressing aggressively. But it begs the question again. Why on earth did Arsenal give themselves such a mountain to climb? West Ham were good, and you shouldn't take anything away from them. But Arsenal will be kicking themselves, having turned in what's been a really good performance since then. I would take Aubameyang off as well. I can see a lot of you in the chat getting frustrated with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang now, and I agree. I think it's time that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang came off. He's not given us anything today. In fact, the passes he's played in the final third have been piss poor for the most part. Do you bring on Martinelli? Do you bring on Pepe? Let us know in the chat. Who would you rather see come on? I think most of us can agree that Oba should probably come off. Probably upset him if he got substituted, but tough shit. Here's a Kufal into Lingard. West Ham have it down the right now. Declan Rice. Jarrod Bowen will try and keep it alive. It's back to Rice. He'll put it in the box first time. It's over Marie's head towards Antonio. Partey on the stretch gets a touch. Dread Angel says, who would you hook off? I'd hook off Aubameyang at the moment. I really would. It's given us nothing today. I would bring on Pepe ahead of Martinelli as well, I think. It's going to be Emile Smith-Rowe. That's a good change. I'm not against that one either. Completely went out of my mind, actually, Emile Smith-Rowe. West Ham are going to make a defensive change. They're going to take off Jarrod Bowen and bring on Mark Noble to try and shore up that defence a little bit. Noble on. Bowen off. Xhaka off and Smith-Rowe on. Saka off and Pepe on. He's taking a risk taking Xhaka off. He's going to leave us a little bit exposed in that midfield, but not the type of player that's going to score you a goal, I suppose. What happens in midfield now? Does Smith-Rowe play that little bit deeper? Does Odegaard drop a little bit deeper? Antonio cuts one back to Lingard inside the Arsenal penalty area. He tries to pick out Benrahma. It might fall to Lingard again. Oh, man. Arsenal all over the place defensively there. And Callum Chambers was on hand to clear it and prevent West Ham adding their fourth. Here's David Luiz. See, we don't know how it's going to pan out, right, in the last 15 minutes. But I wouldn't have taken Xhaka off because I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to throw more attacking players on the pitch, and I get that. But I think if you can't get a foothold of the ball in midfield, if you become weaker in that area, actually it harms your chances of creating opportunities. And I think we've seen that from Mikel Arteta in the past, where he's taken off midfield players, and you've looked at it and gone, it's all well and good doing that, but now we've got nothing. We've got no way of controlling the ball. Thomas Partey has just tried the most ridiculous shot from about 30 yards out. It couldn't have been further off target. It was a terrible effort. Why does he even bother, honestly? Why does he bother with those shots? It's the waste of possession. Lots of you saying somebody needs to have a word with him. They do in terms of those efforts at goal. Just a waste of possession, isn't it? Absolute waste of possession. Here is Tierney for Arsenal. Kufau will play it forward. Arsenal have scored, along with West Brom, the fewest goals in the last 15 minutes of Premier League games this season. Just 2. West Ham are going to get another one. Oh my God. How has that stayed out? Benrahma did all the work on the right-hand side. Antonio was coming in at the far post and the ball comes off of the woodwork. West Ham desperately unlucky not to have added a fourth there. I tell you what, this is some game for the neutral. Heart in the mouth stuff though for Arsenal and West Ham fans. Benrahma rolled it across the penalty area and Mikel Antonio couldn't have been more than a yard out from goal, maybe 2. And this come off of the post. And Arsenal with a huge let-off there. Is that a sign? Antonio feels he was just pulled or held by Callum Chambers. He hasn't got a case there. He's also livid at himself for not putting that ball in the back of the net. Here's Issa Diop at the back for West Ham. He's under pressure from Nicolas Pepe. But I said it, didn't I? I said it to you when that substitution was made. You take off your midfield. You end up in a position where you can't then control the game anymore. And that is what has happened by taking Granit Xhaka off the pitch. And this is where you'll see Granit Xhaka's value. Because there's a lot of people out there who still don't appreciate what an important player he is to this side. But you're seeing it now because West Ham in the last few minutes, ever since he's gone off, have had the better of the game because Arsenal cannot control possession. Arsenal are not getting on the ball in the midfield. Arsenal don't have someone in those defensive midfield areas to pick up the ball and start moves off. Chambers with a header forward. Here's Odegaard inside to Partey. Lays it off to Pablo Mari at centre-back. He'll play it left now to Kieran Tierney. Here is David Luiz. Into Pepe. Just helps it round the corner for Callum Chambers. Now it's with Odegaard. Infield to Partey. Nice ball into Pepe. Lovely dummy from Pepe into the box from Chambers. It'll fall to Tierney. Odegaard keeps it alive. Lacazette goes down. Wants a penalty. He's not going to get it. Oh, man. Another good attack from the Gunners. Callum Chambers is blowing out of his arse because he's been up and down that flank all afternoon. It's been a really, really good performance from him. West Ham are going to make another change. Side Benrahma is going to make way. On comes Ryan Fredericks, a fullback by nature. So David Moyes showing what his intentions are in this last 11 minutes or so. Don't forget, if you haven't done so already, hit the like button. If you're not already a member of the Chronicles of a Gooner channel and you wish to become one, click on the link in the description. Partey just helping it on to Callum Chambers. Arsenal have got around about 10 minutes here, plus whatever John Moss's team of officials decide to add on. Here is Emile Smith-Rowe. He's not been involved much since he came onto the pitch. Aubameyang with another bad layoff. Can't believe he's still on the pitch, to be honest. Oh, Chambers misses his tackle there and Lingard drives at Arsenal's penalty area. He's inside the box now, Jesse Lingard. He's got Antonio up with him, but Antonio initially straight offside. Lingard tries an effort from the edge of the box. It's a poor effort. Almost Thomas Partey-like. Thomas says, what was the idea for subbing Xhaka? It was to obviously add another attacking player on the pitch and try and go for broke. But as I said at the time, and I'll say it again, it wasn't the right move for me. It's never the right move taking off your midfield. That's the one area in which you're trying to control the game. That's the basis of everything you do in an attacking sense. And he's taken him off. He's going to make another change, by the way. Martinelli's stripped and ready. That change is going to come. He's taken off Aubameyang. Good. Glad he's had the balls to do it. I just wish he did it 10 minutes earlier. 15 minutes earlier. Come on, Gabby. Mikel Arteta keeps talking about him training well and about him needing to take those chances when they come. There's nothing I would love more than a Gabriel Martinelli equaliser in the dying stages of this game. Here's Thomas Partey into Odegaard. He's got Pepe outside of him. Here is Pepe, right-footed across the box. And Alexander Lacazette heads it in. Arsenal are back on level terms. The Gunners are back from the dead here. It's 3-3 at the London Stadium. Come on, you Gunners. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang celebrates with his teammates, having not even made his way to the bench yet. Arsenal have come back from the dead here. Come on, you Gunners. What a turnaround. Great character shown. It's West Ham United 3, Arsenal 3. Yes. Lovely ball into the box from Nicolas Pepe with his weaker right foot. He put it on a plate for Alexander Lacazette, who rised high at the far post in between Dawson and Kufau and powered his header into the back of the net. That's a massive, massive goal for Arsenal. I said I'd take a point early on in this one. And Mikel Arteta meets that goal with a big, big celebration because he knows this has been a monumental effort from Arsenal to come back here. It's Alexander Lacazette's 11th Premier League goal of the season. It's a huge goal for Arsenal. Huge. Partey puts one out to the left-hand side. Here's Kieran Tierney now. Into Emile Smith-Rowe. Partey chips one into the box. Dawson prevents it reaching an Arsenal player. Here's Odegaard. Tierney into the box, deflects. Mindful for Pepe here. Gets a shot under the legs of Cresswell. And it ends up in the arms of a grateful Lucas Fabianski. Come on, you Gunners. Lacazette almost wrestling Aaron Cresswell out of the way. We're trying to wrestle him out of the way to prevent the space, to create the space, for Nicolas Pepe to score. 83 minutes on the clock. What a game this has been. If you're a neutral, you'd be absolutely loving this, wouldn't you? West Ham United 3, Arsenal 3. Don't forget to smash the like button on the watch along. I said I wanted a stress-free afternoon. I said I wanted a nice cruising Arsenal performance. West Ham have a free kick though inside the Arsenal half. It's in a central position. Kufau will chip it in towards Souček at the far post. He gets his header towards goal, but Bernd Leno gratefully gathers it. Here is Martinelli on the left. Crosses the halfway line for Arsenal. Can he pick out a teammate? Lays it off to Thomas Partey on the halfway line. Here's Odegaard into Pepe. Into Lacazette. Oh, back to Pepe, but the pass wasn't quite right. Here is Declan Rice driving forward now for West Ham. He's got Mikel Antonio to his left if he can pick him out. Emile Smith-Rowe working back. Rice shoots. Good save from Bernd Leno. One you'd expect him to make, but there's plenty of venom in that effort from Declan Rice. The ball ended up back at the feet of Bernd Leno, and I don't think he was too pleased with that, but Arsenal come away with it now. Here's Martinelli. Helps it on for Odegaard. Lingard is working back for West Ham here, but it's with Callum Chambers now. Here's Odegaard once more. Looking to pick someone out. What a fantastic player this guy is. Lovely ball into Pepe. Oh, got his shot away, but he felt he was pulled there, and it certainly looked as though there was a little tug on Nicolas Pepe there. As he got free of his man inside the box. What a ball that is from Martin Odegaard. Nice touch from Pepe initially. Just lost his footing as he got the shot away. It's another chance going begging for Arsenal. But Pepe again getting into a good position. Whew. Heart in the mouth stuff here at the London Stadium. Here's Declan Rice. To Vladimir Kufau. Now Souček. Emil Smith-Rowe thought he'd won it back there, but the ball broke kindly for Souček, and West Ham are the ones coming forward now. End-to-end stuff here. Here is Lingard. Cresswell. Into Antonio. Back to Issa Diop on the halfway line. Now it's with Mark Noble. Into Craig Dawson. West Ham still in possession, but Kieran Tierney gets there ahead of his man, Fredericks, who's caught him. He's gone to have a go at Kieran Tierney there. He's called him a cheating bastard, but Kieran Tierney couldn't give a shit. That's what I love about him. Seen that effort from Declan Rice a few minutes ago. Arsenal on the ball now. Pablo Mari inside the centre circle for the Gunners. Just steps into West Ham's half. Lays it off to Emil Smith-Rowe. Into Ødegaard. Nice ball again to pick out Chambers. Good ball whipped in. Fabianski just takes it out of the path of Gabriel Martinelli with an important claw away. Martinelli was in the right place. Here's Pepe, looks to chest it down, goes down under a challenge from a West Ham player, but he's not going to get anything. Here comes Lingard down the left. Finds Mikel Antonio. That's brilliant work from David Luiz to win the ball back. And David Luiz comes steaming forward for Arsenal. He crosses the halfway line. Plays it square to Lacazette. He's been chopped down there by Mikel Antonio. He's going to go into the book, and rightly so. It's a horrible challenge from Mikel Antonio. He was pickpocketed by David Luiz, and the Brazilian just drove forward brilliantly for the Gunners. Antonio comes sliding in from behind to take him out. 88 minutes on the clock here. Nearly 300 of you watching us live at the moment. Let's get those likes up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Arsenal still looking for a winner here. And they've got a chance to get the ball in the penalty area. That's another yellow card shown. Aaron Cresswell's the man who's got it, I think. Yep. Thank you to Fan for your kind words. Odegaard is going to take this free kick. Pablo Mari and David Luiz are both forward, as is Callum Chambers. In it comes from Martin Odegaard towards the far post. Just a little too much on it. No Arsenal players getting anywhere near it. Luiz, despite his best efforts, making another late run from deep. The Brazilian. He's got mud all over his face because he literally went face first into the ground there, David Luiz. Just seeing this ball in from Chambers again, and Lucas Fabianski did really well, to be fair to him, to just dive out and parry it away from the on-rushing Gabriel Martinelli at the far post. Big hello to Yanniakis Terence. Here comes Martin Odegaard driving forward. He's got Martinelli to his left, Pepe to his right. Doesn't pick out either. A rare bad moment for Martin Odegaard there. He's been immense. He's been the catalyst for this comeback. He's really set the tone, made things happen. Callum Chambers has been excellent too. The most disappointing performance today has been that of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. When you're talking about the forward players anyway, 3 minutes added time here at the London Stadium. I take the point now. You know, you have to take a point. You have to be satisfied with that, considering that after half an hour we were 3-0 down. Thought this would be a tight affair. Thought it would be a cagey encounter, but it's been the exact opposite. Cresswell's long ball out to the right. Kufau heads it down. Pablo Mari would just allow it to go out of play. Kieran Tierney's going to take the throw in. Couple of minutes of the added time remaining here. Long ball forward by Kieran Tierney. Martin Odegaard might get on the end of this. Declan Rice battling with him. Thomas Partey steps in and picks up the ball from the Gunners. Looks to pick out Emil Smith-Rowe. It was the right idea, but the pass was intercepted brilliantly by Thomas Souček. Lacazette's fouled Ryan Fredericks on West Ham's right-hand side, and they're going to have an opportunity now to get the ball into the penalty area. Lacazette goes into John Moss's book. Yeah, it's a foul. No doubt about it. This is dangerous. Arsenal having to defend a free kick from West Ham's right. We know what a threat they are from set pieces. Survive this and I think we've got our point. Kufau whips it in. Leno comes flying out like Superman. Gets some distance on his parry away. It wasn't even a punch, it was a parry. Now it's with Cresswell on the left for West Ham. Takes a touch, whips the ball into the box, but it's blocked by Pepe. Now it's with Odegaard. Nice ball into Lacazette. Nice touch from him. Skips by his man. Was pulled back there by Ryan Fredericks. Arsenal with a free kick now and probably their last chance to get the ball forward as we're deep in stoppage time. David Luiz drives it towards Gabriel Martinelli. It's going to go all the way back to Lucas Fabianski in the West Ham United goal. Callum Chambers has been given the Man of the Match award. There'll be very few who will begrudge him that. I think Martin Odegaard's been a close second though for me. Full-time whistle's gone at the London Stadium. It's finished. West Ham United 3, Arsenal 3. The Gunners were 3-0 down after half an hour. It was a valiant comeback. West Ham United will feel a little bit disappointed. You know why? Because they scored 5 goals today, but they've been on the end of a 3-3 draw. It was one hell of a game for the neutrals, and I can appreciate the point now that we've got it. Arsenal, whatever you say about that first half an hour, and there is a lot you can say about it. There is a lot of negatives, and there is a lot of criticism that should go in the direction of Mikel Arteta and his players off of the back of that start. But what you cannot deny is they showed immense character, immense courage, and battled their way back into the game, and a 3-3 draw away at West Ham. West Ham, who have been flying high this season, by the way, is a very, very good result given the circumstances. David Moyes congratulating the Arsenal players, Mikel Arteta on the pitch, and he's very pleased with the fact that his side were able to come back from that. And as Steve Stone says, what guts to come back from that. Completely agree. And Mikel Arteta has turned this from a really low point in his Arsenal career after half an hour to actually being one of the most characteristic displays, characteristic performances that we've seen. Big thank you to everybody in the live chat for your very, very kind words about the watch along. Thank you to Julian. Thank you to Chef CG. Make sure, if you're a member, you've joined up to that Discord server. We'd love to have you in there. Thanks to Richard as well for your kind words. Wow, what a game that was. I'm going to be back in a couple of hours' time. I'll be back at 7 for some post-match reaction to that one. What a game it was. One of the best games in terms of an entertainment perspective that I've seen in the Premier League for a long, long time. Arsenal move up into 9th off the back of that. Still 7 points between ourselves and West Ham. Still a long way to go if we're going to get into that top 6, but just 4 points separating us and Liverpool. And of course, we take on Liverpool at the Emirates Stadium in our next Premier League game. So you know what? We really could be on for a top 6 push. Ideally, we'd have taken all 3 points today, but it wasn't to be. Given the circumstances, we will take it. I'll be back at 7 p.m. later on tonight. Make sure you turn your notifications on. Come and join me for a more calm and composed look back at that game. Until then, take care. Cheers.